y'all? It's your girl Mika Chanel back with another edition of Mika Chanel is Just Saying. Alright. So tonight I am talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 5 episode number 10. Now I know I did not do a vlog this week about the Atlanta Housewives. I just wasn't feeling the episode. I wasn't feeling that well either earlier this week, and I was just like, it wasn't much to talk about anyway, so I'll do 2 in 1 next week with them. Anyway, so Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode number 10. It seemed like it's just an episode that's leading us into, the big episode next week is, the big blowout. Anyway, so this episode. So we start this episode off with Kyle. She's taking the ladies on like a spa day in Santa Barbara. So they all meet up at Eileen's house. Kyle has like this big party bus that she rented to take them to the spa and bring them back or whatever. It's everyone comes. Lisa, both Lisas, Brandy, Kyle, Kim, Eileen. I feel like I'm missing someone. No, that's both. All of them. That's all of them. Anyways. So yeah, so they all come. I'm like still wondering. I thought Adrian and Taylor were going to have a bigger role this season. But I mean, I guess that was just all hype to get people to watch the season or something. I don't know. But anyways. So they all load up in the car, and Lisa's like, Lisa Vanderpump's like, I don't really want to be around Brandy, but if Eileen can get wine thrown in her face and be on a bus for a couple hours with Brandy, then I guess I can go ahead and do it too. So they get on the bus, and they just start discussing like their pubic hairs, which is weird, but whatever. Okay, so they just start asking like, each other, how do you have it? Is it bald? Is it trim? Like, what is it or whatever? And what's her name? Lisa Rinna's like her husband Harry. He likes it hairy. So, she was like, if it was up to him, she would have like this full big old bush or whatever. And Lisa Vanderpump, of course, she won't even tell what her situation is down there or whatever. She doesn't want to talk about it. She's not like a sexual person. She'll make like sexual jokes, but she just, I guess, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I guess maybe because she married such an older man that, she lost her sex drive when he lost his or something. I don't know. It's just crazy. Anyways, yeah, so she won't tell. And then Brandy's like, in her interview, Brandy's like, well, I'm sure Lisa has like a 1970s bush going on because, unless Rosia, her housekeeper, gets down there and trims it for her, then, I can't see Lisa Vanderpump getting down there and doing it herself or whatever, which I can't either. I can't see her like getting out the little scissors or the trimmers or the razor or whatever you guys use when you do what you do. Yeah, I don't like that bald stuff. It's weird. I tried to do it in my early 20s, and I was just like, this is just strange. And it itches. Like, after a couple of days, you start itching because it's growing back. I'm like, this is just weird. Just get those little barber scissors and keep it trimmed up. That's all you gotta do. You don't need it completely bare. It's them as itches, and it's weird. It's just strange to me. Anyways, moving on from that. They arrive at the spa, and it looks like they're going to have a nice time. The manager is greeting them or whatever and hands them, a tray of champagne. I'm like, I done been to plenty spas. I done been to spas where I was going to stay the weekend. And nobody's ever greeted me at the door with a bottle, with a glass of champagne. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Okay. All right, hotel manager that wants to be on camera, whatever. Anyway, so Lisa Rinna is just saying like, she'll take pampering any way she can get it because she's a pamper whore and she just loves to be pampered. Which I thought that was so funny. She's like, she just says things too. She's just really funny to me. She's she's just really cool. She's down to earth. She makes fun of herself. She makes fun of other people. She's just, she's like. So I think she's what the show kind of probably needed. You know what I mean? Anyway, so they get up to where they're going to get their massages done. And they have it set up so they break them up in 3. So 3 people go to the left, 3 people go to the right. And Lisa Rinna is like telling, like when they get all situated or whatever, she's telling her masseuse like, yeah, I like it hard and deep. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Kyle's like, can you stop making sexual jokes right now? That was just really funny. And then on the other side, there was Lisa Vanderpump, Brandy, and Lisa Vanderpump, Brandy, and Eileen. So Eileen has to end up leaving during the massage. I guess she just wanted to, hang out with the ladies for a little while because she had to go to work. And she was saying, she misses out on a lot of fun because she's always working, and she, she's on a soap opera, so they're never off. Like, the soaps come on like all year round. I think maybe on Christmas they might run reruns, but so she's constantly having to film. So, hey, that's a job just like the rest of us. No, we don't get time off. We get vacation, you know what I'm saying? We don't get, we work for a few months and out the year, and that's it. So she's got a job, and she says she misses out on a lot, and but it's okay because it's supporting her, and she likes it. So anyways, when we go to Yolanda, she's still in New York. She actually goes to visit Gigi's apartment, and she's talking to Gigi, and she's like, I was at the beauty salon last night, and look what I saw. And she pulls up like the magazine, and it's Gigi. Gigi's on the cover of Harper's Bazaar magazine or whatever, some kind of style icon issue or whatever. I don't know, because I don't read Bazaar magazine. I used to read like almost every magazine that came out, but now the only magazine I have time for is Essence, and I barely have time for that. I just finished reading the January episode, and February episode came in the mail like a week and a half ago. So, anyways, yeah. So I don't know about Harper's Bazaar, but I guess she's on the cover of it, and Yolanda was like, she was kind of embarrassed in the beauty shop because she told the chick like that was doing her hair like, that's my daughter, and. Gigi's like all smiles or whatever. Her daughters are really cool. They don't seem like they're playing it up for the cameras like some of the other teenagers that you've seen on this show, on the Housewives shows, and they're not getting into mischief. Yeah, Bella did get a GUI, but which is bad, but it's like they don't seem to just play it up for the cameras. Really, you rarely even see her kids. I didn't even realize she had 3 kids until this season when she kept mentioning 3 kids, and I'm like, where's the 3rd kid? I've never seen this other kid. I think it's a boy. I don't know. Never seen this other kid. So where is he? But they're all by her ex-husband, Mohammed Hadid, I think is his name. Anyways. How did I get all off on that? Anyways, yeah, so Yolanda's just talking about how proud she is of Gigi because, last season you saw her drop Gigi off the same way you saw her drop Bella off this season in New York to go to college, but Gigi took off in the modeling world, and now she's supporting herself as a model, and so that's just great. Anytime your kids can support themselves, I'm sure is a good thing. And she's living her dreams. She's following in Yolanda's footsteps as a model, and so it's good. It's really good. I'm happy for her and her daughter. Anyway, so you go back to the wine tasting. You go back to the spa where the ladies are, and they're about to go to a wine tasting, which I guess wasn't originally what Kyle had planned, but I guess the hotel decided to go all out on them, and they had them a wine tasting or whatever, which they were thinking they were just going to have lunch, and it ended up being like this wine tasting, which became really awkward because of course Kim Richards doesn't drink, and so they give her like this glass of, I don't even know what kind of juice was it, mango juice? Hold on, it was mango juice. I wrote it down. I'm like, really? They couldn't give her like some, I don't even know, some cranberry juice with some 7-Up in it? I don't know, something just to give it a little tang or something. I don't know. It was just really weird. And so Kyle looked mortified because I guess she didn't realize it was going to be like a wine tasting like that, or she never would have planned anything like that because she didn't want her sister, Kim, to feel awkward or anything, which, who would? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna put your sister in an awkward position knowing that she's, on the wagon and she's trying to stay clean and sober, you know what I mean? So, so it kind of becomes, this whole Kyle checking up on Kim, kept staring at Kim, and Kim's like, I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I'll just leave or whatever. So she does. She ends up excusing herself and going out and having a phone call. But this was after Kyle got up out of her seat. Now they're sitting at the bar, right? So Kim is on the end, and then there's Brandon, and there's Kyle. So Kyle gets up out of her seat, goes around. At first she says, hold on a second, to the lady that's, doing the wine tasting or whatever. And goes around and asks Kim if she's okay or whatever. I'm like, really? Don't draw more attention. Of course that's going to make her uncomfortable. So then when Kyle goes back to her seat, Kim goes and walks out and starts talking on the phone to one of her daughters or whatever. And I'm like, if she wasn't uncomfortable before, she's dang sure uncomfortable now, Kyle, because you just went over and called her out basically in front of everybody or whatever. So anyway, so she goes out and talks on the phone. Kyle does go outside to check on her, and she's like, I'm on the phone with Whitney or whatever. That's one of her daughters. So Kyle goes back in. When Kim comes back in, it's like everybody kind of like swarms around her and asking her, is she okay and whatever. So then Lisa Vanderpump's like, yeah, she said she's fine. Let's go sit back down. Lisa's like, look, we don't need to keep asking her, is she okay? She said she's okay. Let's move on or whatever. But then she said something. She's like, to Kim, she's like, but on the other hand, I am getting a little tipsy. And I'm just like, Lisa, why would you say that? Why? It's an uncomfortable situation. I just feel like she likes the attention on her or whatever, but it was just, I thought that comment was very insensitive to say that I'm getting a little tipsy. When the whole, half hour, however long they were doing this wine tasting, was surrounded by Kim's uncomfortableness, and then here you go talking about, yeah, I am getting tipsy. I just thought that was a little weird. Anyway, so now we go back to Gigi's apartment, and Bella comes over. So this is time for Yolanda to pull out Bella's pictures, the pictures that she had taken, like we saw it a couple episodes ago that she was taking. I guess she's taking these headshots or whatever pictures to put in her portfolio to go and speak with the agent, because she's like Gigi is aspiring to be a model or whatever, and the pictures look good or whatever. And Yolanda just is like saying, Bella's like, well, if I start making money, can I, drop out of school or whatever? Yolanda's like, yeah, if you're making 6 figures and supporting yourself, then I would support you, leaving school to, work full time or whatever. And she was just basically saying like her daughters are like the white swan and the black swan. I got what she was saying. It was just kind of weird, because isn't the story of the black swan the one where like that's the one that's kind of outcasted? So it was weird to me that she would like refer to her daughters as the black swan and the white swan, but then she was saying like, they both have different looks, which they do. They have very different looks to have the same mom and dad. Gigi is, blonde hair, blue eye. You would never know that she had any Middle Eastern background in her. Maybe her eyes a little bit, and I don't know. And then on the other hand, Bella's black hair, I believe she does have blue eyes. And she just has darker features, and she seems a little more serious and sully or whatever. Sullen, is that the word? Then Gigi seems a little bit more, outgoing and probably like cheerleader, type. Anyway, so she was just saying like, they have different looks, so they probably won't be competing too much with each other because they have such different looks or whatever. So she's basically proud of both of her girls. I just thought that the relationship between Gigi and Bella was really cute. They're so close in age. They're only like, I guess, a year apart. They graduated from high school a year apart, so I'm assuming they're a year apart in age. And it's just nice to see sisters, because sometimes you see sisters like that, and then they're young. They're like 19 and 18 years old. So it's like you see sisters around that age that are so close in age. They may not get along, or their relationship just isn't, their relationship seemed really cute and strong, and you know, Gigi didn't seem to have any issue with her sister wanting to become a model and following her footsteps or anything like that. I just thought it was cute, and it made me wish that, you know, I had a sister closer to my age. Like, I have 3 sisters. Well, I have 2 sisters now. One of my sisters passed away. But I have, and I always wanted someone closer to my age. Like, my sister that was the closest in my age, she was 9 years older than me. And then I have, like, my younger sister, and my other older sister is 12 years older than me. And then I have my younger sister, she's, like, 15 years younger than me. So, you know, I kind of grew up, like, you know, right, all by myself. You know, as far as, you know, the age or whatever. So, I just thought it was cute to see their little sisterly relationship or whatever. Anyway, so we go back to Santa Barbara. The ladies get on the bus. They're headed back home or whatever. And so now they're talking about fantasies. I'm like, did someone just buy like a game that had random ass questions you could ask people on the party bus and just decided to bring it? Because I just can't see these ladies just sitting around talking about this stuff, you know, just on the norm. So anyways, they decided to start talking about fantasies. Of course, Lisa Vanderpump says she don't have fantasies like that. She said her fantasies come wrapped up in a box. I'm like, I heard that. Kim says her fantasy is to be on a dang, living on an island by herself with nobody to bother her. And heard that too. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I could live on an island by myself. I need people. But I don't even need people when I want them. So maybe I could live on the island and then, like, you know, summons people to come over, like have a party every once in a blue moon or whatever, and have company, and then the rest of the time I'm by myself. I think I can deal with that. Anyways, Kyle says her fantasy is to be a stripper, which we already knew that because she's always running around doing the splits, swinging her hair around and whatever. Yeah, we already knew she wanted to be a stripper. And then Brandy. So her fantasy is she wants to walk in on her man, doggy styling with another chick, and him not being able to like do anything like. Alright, y'all, my bad. My video just cut off, so hopefully they'll string together correctly and it won't take forever. I forgot to delete a few videos off of there, so I ran out of space. I need to remember. I always forget to delete stuff. Anyway, so we were talking about Brandy and her crazy fantasy. So her fantasy is, like I said, to walk in on her man with another woman, like doggy style, you know what I'm saying? And him not being able to react to her walking in, him not being able to run or say anything or do anything because he's in the middle of coming. And I'm like, really? That's your fantasy? Girl, you are crazy. And so Kyle says in her interview, she's like, I don't know if Brandy says these things to shock us or if she's really just a masochist. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, is that really your fantasy? I'm like, but you can't really knock anybody for their fantasies. I mean, a fantasy is what it is. It's a fantasy. Like, some women have rape fantasies, which I find strange. But, you know, I mean, a fantasy is a fantasy. It's not like, that's a good thing about fantasies. It's not something that you actually want to happen. Well, some people do try to make their fantasies come true. And I just don't think it's going to be the same. So you should just leave fantasy as a fantasy. So I don't see anything wrong with what Brandy said. It's a little strange for me, but I'll roll with it because it is a fantasy, you know. Brandy is like saying, like in her interview, she's saying like none of these ladies have any kind of impulses anymore, and that's why their husbands are all cheating on them. I'm like, well, that was bogus, Brandy. Why would you say that? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so now we move on to Eileen's house. She's having a poker party. She invited all the ladies over. She had spoke about it briefly during the spa trip. And Lisa Vanderpump was like she wouldn't be able to go because she was going to be with Jiggy and Ken in Cancun. And I'm like, you mentioned the dog before you mentioned your husband? Okay, whatever. Well, okay. I'll see how that is. Anyway, so Eileen and her husband are like getting the house together. He's laying out his cards because he's like a co-host for the poker championships or whatever. And I guess he used to be like a big tennis person. His name's Vincent or whatever. Anyways. He's like getting his like poker stuff together, and Eileen's like trying to get him to help her with all kind of stuff, and she's trying to light a fire. He's like, you can't light a fire. Like, why do we need a fire? And she's like, I'm lighting this fire. So she lights the dang she has one of those like automatic light things that comes in the bag, you know what I mean? So she lights it and she just holding the thing in her hand and it's on fire. And I'm like, girl, get that stuff out of your hand. But they just kind of bicker back and forth, which I think is cute. But then I thought other couples on the Housewives that bickered, I thought was cute. And then they turned out to be not so cute because they got divorced. So hopefully their bickering is just cute bickering and fun bickering or whatever. Anyway, so you see the ladies riding over to Eileen's house. Kyle and Brandy are in the same car, and Lisa Rinna and Kim Richards are in the same car. So you see Brandy getting in the car. She's got like 6 bottles of wine. I'm like, are you drinking all those bottles? She's like, we're going to drink 4 in the car and 2 for Eileen's house. And I'm like, damn, girl. I mean, how far away are you guys driving? Did you need 4 bottles of wine on the trip or whatever? But Kyle just, for some reason, uses that as a way to go into the fact that she's really proud of Kim and the fact that she can talk about her sobriety, and because she had lunch with Kim or whatever and apologized to Kim again about the spa thing or whatever. And so she was just telling Brandy how, you know, their family, you know, growing up, their mother always taught them to keep things within the family and not like involve outsiders in family business. And she felt like that kind of enabled Kim a little bit to keep her illness, her alcoholism a secret or whatever. And so, you know, her and Brandy are just kind of talking about that, and she's just saying how she's proud and she's happy that they can now talk about it or whatever. And then you see Kim and Lisa Rinna, they're riding together. Kim looks awfully high to me, right? She just looks, she's acting strange. She's saying strange things. She's kind of slurring a little bit. She's looking a little bit high. And she's complaining about her ex-husband, Monty, the one that lives with her that has cancer that she's taking care of. I guess he went to the hospital or therapy or something. I don't know where he went or whatever. And Lisa Rinna's like, well, he's dying of cancer. Give him a break, you know? And, you know, then she just starts talking about kind of crazy stuff. And I just didn't get it. So, like, it's going back and forth between both of the cars. So then you go into the other car with Brandy and Kyle, and you see Brandy saying she didn't start drinking until she got her divorce, which, whatever, I don't believe that. She was saying she didn't start drinking as much, I guess, until she got her divorce. And she was saying to Kyle about Kim, like, you just never know what triggers, you know, a person or whatever. And Kyle's like, no, that's not an excuse. You either have an addictive personality or you don't. Okay, alcoholism can be a disease, but you're either a person that has an addictive personality, meaning, and I believe that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have some people, they overeat. You have people that overdrink. You have people that, you know what I'm saying, just go overboard with drugs. You have people that are like OCD or whatever with cleaning and just whatever. Like, that's all compulsive behavior. You know, you act it out in different ways, but it's still, I mean, you still have that compulsive, addictive type of personality, or you don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because there's some people, they can drink and not get drunk, or they can get, like, really, really drunk and then not drink for, like, a whole month or 2 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I definitely agree with Kyle on that. And Brandy didn't, but I definitely agree with her on that. Then we go back into the other car, and Kim is just really scaring Lisa Rinna. Lisa's like, get me out this car with this crazy chick. You know, Kim is like whispering, like, you're fuck you, and you're a motherfucker, and I mean, you're evil. I mean, she was just whispering this stuff, and I'm just like, what is going on? Like, really? And like, Lisa is kind of sort of trying to play along with it, but she's like, I don't know what game I'm playing. All I know is I want to get out of this car. And so when they finally arrived at Eileen's house, she was like so happy. She's like, yes, she can be someone else's problem besides mine. I am like over this chick. She is crazy. So then they kind of do a little tour around Eileen's house, and of course Brandy's like, yeah, it's eclectic. Eileen says her house is eclectic, and Brandy's like, yeah, it's like eclectic mixed with American Horror. And I'm like, really? I've never seen American Horror, but I mean, I can't imagine it. You know what I'm saying? That's something that Eileen wanted her house described as. And then Eileen is like, Brandy's just weird. Which she just, I don't know. Anyway, so then you move on. Vincent is trying to teach the ladies how to play poker. Kyle is just not understanding it. I don't understand poker either, Kyle, so don't feel bad. And so, you know, he's trying to tell her, and then Kim just starts acting weird again. I mean, she tells Vincent, fuck you, and like, really? And he just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, shrugs it off and tries to keep the night going or whatever, because he knows he's dealing with a bunch of women that are probably premenopausal, you know what I'm saying, and someone might be already in menopause, you know, like, let me just keep this going. Let's not have any reactions, because I don't know which way this is going to go. I'm sure they've seen the Housewives before. Before they came on this season or whatever. And then Brandy just is like, why don't everybody stop acting stupid? And Kyle is like really getting annoyed with Brandy and Kim. And Kyle's like, I'm not acting stupid, Brandy. I just don't get it or whatever. And Brandy's like, oh, so I guess you just are stupid. And I'm just like, really? Why? And and then Kim says something to Kyle, like, just get it or something. I can't remember what she says to Kyle. But whatever it was, it just was really annoying Kyle. And then you flash over to Brandy's interview, and she's saying that Kyle is jealous of Kim because Kim excelled. I guess Kim excelled at more things than Kyle. Like, Kim was a better actress and was in more movies than Kyle. And Kim is understanding the poker game and Kyle isn't or whatever. And I was just like, what? Brandy, why are you being Kim's defender all of a sudden? I don't know. Are y'all getting out together? Like, what is going on? So then all of a sudden Kim and Lisa Rinna start getting into it, and I don't really know what happened there. All I know is Lisa Rinna was like, don't do it. No, Kim was like, don't do it. And then Lisa Rinna was like, no, you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was about to start brawling up in there. And I'm just like, so then Eileen's like, look, calm down. I have my child is upstairs sleeping. Please, you know, just keep him calm or whatever. And I don't know. It's just poor Vincent. He's just trying to keep it going. But anyway, so by the end of the game, Brandy wins the game. She wins the trophy that Vincent had bought. She's up there giving a speech, and she's like, well, I guess all you actresses are stupid. Really, Brandy? She's like, I just didn't know what else to say. And then, what else did she say? They were talking about, her sunglasses. When she was up there, she's like, oh, you have your sunglasses too or whatever. I don't know who said it. And Brandy's like, yeah, I got them on Venice Beach for $3. And that's where your soul is, Kyle, in the fucking gutter. Something she said. So great. And Kyle's like, what? Really? Where did that come from? And Eileen's like, Brandy needs a thesaurus so that she can start, you know, finding other words. Look up some synonyms or something for what she wants to say. She can't think of any other words. Anyways, so Kim tells Kyle not to be jealous, and Kyle's like, not to be jealous of what? I think Kim was talking about the fact that her and Brandy were like joking about this thing Kim had in her hand, look like a dildo or something. So I think that's what Kim was saying, don't be jealous about, and Kyle didn't understand what was going on because it was just a weird situation. And instead of Kim explaining to her what she meant, she gets like weird with Kyle, and Kyle gets up, walks away, goes in the bathroom, and then Kim follows her in the bathroom because Kim realizes that there's something wrong, and Brandy's trying to keep her from following Kyle for some reason. And I'm like, why are you in their business, you know? And so Kyle asked Kim in the bathroom, like, have you been drinking? And Kim's like, no, I haven't been drinking. I don't do drugs. I'm perfect. I'm all the way clean. But I had these pain pills from my doctor, and I took one before I left home, and that's that. And Kyle's like, in her interview, like, oh my God, why would she do this? Why would she take a pain pill or whatever? That's why she's been acting crazy all night, because she is a little high, and she was smoking cigars at the poker table or whatever. And then Kim, you know, comes out of the bathroom, and she's like, she's just about to leave. She goes outside. Brandy follows her outside, and Kim's like, well, I think I need to say goodbye to everybody. And Brandy's like, no, I don't think you should say goodbye. I think you should just leave. And I'm just like, Brandy, what is your problem? Like, are you afraid that you're going to lose your drug and drinking buddy or something? Like, what is going on? And so Kim goes back in. She says bye to everybody. Vincent and Eileen try to, you know, persuade her to have at least a slice of pizza before she leaves or whatever. So they give her some pizza. She's about to leave. And she tells Kyle, thanks a lot for doing that, like in a nasty way. And Kyle's like, what did I do? What's going on? So then Kim just walks away. Kyle tries to follow Kim and just to see what's going on, and instead of Kim talking to her, Kim keeps walking, and then Brandy gets involved, and Brandy's like trying to tell Kyle to leave Kim alone or whatever, and all of a sudden Brandy and Kyle get into like this pushing match, and Brandy ends up kind of pushing Kyle, and Kyle like kind of stumbles a little bit down the stairs, and then Brandy and Kim leave out the door. Kyle, the last thing you see is Kyle standing in Eileen's doorway crying, trying to figure out what's going on with Kim. And then the episode goes off. So that was really it. And that was all. I know I talked for a long time, but I mean, that was really it for Beverly Hills. Next week, I guess you'll see the rest of what went down. I guess some stuff went down with Brandy and Kyle. I guess they get into it outside of Eileen's house or whatever. It looks like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that's it for Beverly Hills Housewives. I'm going to come back either later tonight or tomorrow to do the SWV Reunited blog. And then I'll be back on Monday with Atlanta. So until then, you be safe. Stay safe, stay real, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel Is Just Saying. Bye-bye.